Most men do not fail because they tried and lost. They fail because they never even entered the arena. They sit on the sidelines preparing themselves, and before they realize, their life has passed them by, and the window of opportunity has closed. That is the real tragedy, not the man who tried and failed, because that takes courage. The real tragedy is the man who kept standing at the edge, calling his fear maturity and his hesitation wisdom, while the years kept moving. That is how men lose. Not always through collapse, not always through one reckless mistake, but through delay, through overprotection, through the slow habit of choosing safety. That is why taking risks is so important, because risk is the entrance fee to every new level in life. A man does not become stronger by avoiding what tests him. He must face the tests and not run in fear. And whether he wins or loses, passes or fails, he will have made progress towards becoming a stronger man. But progress can only happen once movement does. A man must take the risk while the outcome is unclear, while he is still scared. That is where separation begins, not in talent, but in movement. Because a lot of men want the rewards of risk without the exposure of it. They want growth without pressure. They want a better life without having to leave behind the smaller habits that make that life impossible. But life does not work that way. The stronger version of you does not live within his comfort zone. He lives on the other side of it. He is not waiting in comfort. He is waiting behind the decisions you keep postponing. Many men try to justify their lack of risk-taking by calling it maturity or wisdom. They think it sounds wise. They think it sounds like you are being careful, strategic, responsible. But many times what a man calls caution is just the ego trying to protect itself from exposure to failure and judgment. That is what risk threatens. It threatens the ego of a man who only wants to look strong rather than be strong. And that is a good thing. Because protected ego is one of the saddest ways to waste a life. Protected ego looks like a man with gifts he never tested. A man with a life he kept dreaming about, but was too scared of judgment and failure to chase after it. And living like that will not lead to peace. It has a cost. And that cost is called regret. It starts with lost momentum, lost confidence, and eventually a man will wake up and realize he has wasted his opportunity. An opportunity that he can no longer get back. That is why comfort is so dangerous. It rarely feels destructive in the moment. It feels calm. It feels safe. But it slowly puts ambition to sleep. It slowly lowers standards. And most men do not notice it happening. They do not crash into failure. They just fade into average. One avoided risk, one delayed opportunity at a time. That is how a life gets smaller. And then one day, the man wakes up and realizes he did not lose because he was incapable. He lost because he kept protecting what he should have let go of a long time ago. The comfort, the excuses, the version of himself that needed guarantees before he would move. So, if you have a goal you want to achieve, or a life you want to build, you must take the risk or lose the chance. Opportunities do not wait for anyone. Chances do not pause while you're busy being comfortable. they move. And if you do not move with it, someone else will. That is another truth men do not like to hear. While you are hesitating, someone else is entering the room. Someone else is risking the embarrassment you were too proud to face. And because they move, they gain what hesitation could never provide: momentum, experience, self-trust. And the person who moves gets one step closer to their goal. That is how confidence is built. Not before action, after it. Real confidence does not come from affirmations alone. It comes from proof. Proof that you can survive discomfort. Proof that rejection does not kill you. A man begins to trust himself when he sees that he can enter difficult places and remain standing. And that creates a different kind of man. Quieter, stronger, less controlled by the opinions of people who speak loudly but move very little. Because the world divides quickly between people who wait and people who move. The ones who wait explain. The ones who move create. That is why fear should not always be read as a warning. Many times fear is a signal, a sign that the moment matters, a sign that there is an opportunity for growth. Weak men retreat from that signal. Strong men learn to read it differently, not as a stop sign, as a threshold, a door. And on the other side of that door is usually the exact life they keep asking for. But that does not mean every risk works. It does not mean every leap ends in victory. You may fail. You may lose time, energy, pride, and money. But failure can be useful. Failure teaches. Failure sharpens. But regret does something worse. Regret stays. Failure might bruise the ego, but regret will haunt you for the rest of your life. Regret will leave you carrying the weight of knowing you had the opportunity, but never took action. And that is a much heavier burden. Because the real risk is not failing. The real risk is staying the same until your chance is gone. Staying so long in the safe zone that your ambition starts to fade. That is the weight too many men end up carrying. Those who do not take the chance will have to live with the question, what if I had gone all in? And that question follows a man everywhere he goes. It sits with him in quiet moments. It weighs him down. And that is why complacency and half-effort are so dangerous. Because these habits create lifelong what-ifs. So, you have a decision to make. Will you take the risk or lose the chance? Because regardless of what you do, life moves on. And nothing meaningful was ever built in the comfort zone. If you don't move, you will stay stuck forever. Because no one else can do it for you. That work is yours alone. But that is not bad news. It is freedom. Because the moment you stop waiting for permission, something shifts. The moment you accept that discomfort is part of the price of a better life, something changes. Now you are no longer a man who waits. Now you are a man who moves before he feels ready. And that is the beginning of power. So if there is something you know would move your life forward, but you keep delaying, then it's time to make a decision. Because many times, what you are calling patience is just hesitation with better language. And if you stay there too long, the opportunity will not stay frozen with you. It will move, and eventually it will be out of reach. So move first. Move while the fear is still strong. Move while the outcome is still unclear. Because your life is too valuable to keep living in the waiting room of your own potential. Most men do not fail because they tried and lost. They fail because they never entered the arena. Do not be one of them. Take the risk. Enter the arena. And let your life stop being ruled by fear. Because risk is the entrance fee to your next level. Pay it before you become trapped in your own comfort. Before the chance in front of you fades into the past. Move now and become the man who entered the arena.